Hello friends, welcome once again for another session of Saptarishis Astrology on Nakshatra Nuggets. The nakshatra that we cover today is Ardra. Ardra is ruled by the planet Rahu and its deity is Rudra. It lies entirely in the zodiac sign of Gemini. As Rudra is its deity, and all the colors that are present in the universe can be found within Shiva, another name for Rudra, or Rudra is another name of Shiva. So all these colors that you see in Gemini, which have a huge duality amongst them, be it the softness and yet the hardness, the harshness, the strong side, or the good and the evil side, the prosperous and yet one that takes you to gloom and doom, all that can be found in Shiva. Being its deity, Shiva is magnanimous to the core. He was the one who partook the ocean, churning of the ocean's halahal or poison. When the churning of the ocean was being done, Shiva took up the poison, which was also called halahal, to save the gods from deep trouble when they were trying to find the auxiliary of life, Amrit, from that very churning. In all his magnanimity, he took up that poison and drank it. Not letting it move down, he stored it entirely in his throat. And the poison was so strong that it colored even Shiva's throat blue. This gave Shiva a new name. He is called Nilkantha, or the blue-throated one, even after this episode. After this episode, he was named as the Nilkantha, or the blue-throated one. Shiva is an epitome of sacrifice. Shiva teaches us that for others' benefit, others' good, one needs to sacrifice. And the story that I just told you now, in brief, is one of the reasons that Ardra also is an epitome for sacrifice. People who have their key planets in Ardra know how to sacrifice, and this sacrifice takes them to a different level. Let us see what examples I have for you today on this. You will see that the common man also has a number of things that they can sacrifice on. We do not need to be only on the level of Shiva to be able to sacrifice. This is a chart of Lawrence Oates. Lawrence Oates, he was a military officer, and he later on went on to become a person who explores or carried on expeditions to the Antarctic. He realized in one of his expeditions, that gangrene had set in, and because of some frostbite that he had experienced, and that gangrene and frostbite was the reason that his friends were delaying their own journey to move ahead, and that delay was causing and compromising the life and the survival chances of the companions of Lawrence. So he decided that such that they would not compromise on their own living and livelihood, he moved into a snow blizzard, never to be seen again. We see that Ketu, which is the co-lord of ninth house in his case, is sitting in the fourth house of graveyard in Ardra Nakshatra. He died to save his companions from an untimely death. This death is seen as an act of self-sacrifice. Moving on to one of another examples. This again is an example of Bruxelles Pierce. Pierce was a French foreign news editor. He was also a member of the resistance, which in France, and when the Germans, Nazis, came to to hold him, to arrest him, rather than giving himself up to them, he decided to meet his death. He flew out of the window and embraced his death, his suicide, committing suicide. It was his gesture to make his fellow members realize that he was not ever going to open his mouth against them, give out their secrets, and make them feel unsure or jittery about him. He made them very certain in his death that he would never be the one to snitch on his fellow members. We see that sun and moon here are together in the Ardra Nakshatra. Moon is the Lagna lord and sun is the second lord of values, both being placed in Ardra, the 12th house of death or exits. Herein we see that he sacrificed his own life to save life of others. There are some instances wherein circumstances make us do a lot of sacrifice. In this case, as is the case of Sonia Gandhi, she sacrificed her own power position of the Prime Minister in favor of Dr. Manmohan Singh to become the Prime Minister, because she felt that is what the party needed at that hour. She gave up her position, her seat as a Prime Minister. Moon, her Lagna Lord, is in the 12th house in Ardra Nakshatra. It is also placed in the 6th. It's also placed 12 from itself, that is the house of sacrifice. 12th house is also called the spirit of sacrifice. So Ardra and the 12th house, both falling in one place, made it a very important thing for her to do, to give up her place. It is also aspected by the 5th lord of power, Mars, from the 6th house of letting go. In this case, it's the Ardra Nakshatra. Here we have a retrograde Jupiter sitting in Ardra Nakshatra, which is the 7th, which falls in the 7th house from the Lagnam or the self. Here, the native sacrificed a government job. A very 7th house is also the platform of honor. He sacrificed his own platform for upliftment, position, in favor of his government job. In India, government jobs are a prized position. They're considered to be a thing of great value and honor. Lagna Lord is Jupiter and it is sitting in the Ardra Nakshatra in the 3rd pada. Jupiter is retrograde and it's in the 7th house, and this Jupiter is being aspected by Saturn, the 3rd lord of siblings. Venus, which is the 6th house of service, and Moon, which is the lord of the 8th house of change or transformation. This native sacrificed his job, gave it away, and changed himself for his own brother. In this instance that we have, here, wherein we have Mercury, Saturn, Sun are all together in Ardra Nakshatra in second, third, and fourth pada respectively, sitting here in the 10th house of position, 10th house of career, 10th house of job. In Sun, as we know, is the significator of father, and it's the 12th lord also. Saturn is the karaka of hard work, and it also rules the 10th house of the natural zodiac. Mercury is the lagna. The native sacrificed his education and career for the sake of his family and his business on the insistence of his father. Native served the father and the family business for a long time to come. So, this brings us to the end of one key point of sacrifice with regards to Ardra Nakshatra. If you like our videos, subscribe to our videos so that you don't miss out on any new videos that are being uploaded for you. Thank you so much.
Then he said, please think on this fundamental question of astrology. Why are you born in so-and-so Lagna, Taurus Lagna, Karka Lagna? Why not in some other?